This is Dungeon Not Included, the actual play podcast for the adventurous listener. You are listening to our game of Bulldogs, a sci-fi adventure RPG from Galileo Games. Brennan is your GM and host, Frank plays Sticky, Alex plays Graucom McGruff, and Red plays San Ming. Our theme music is by Seamus Ronan.
Last time on Dungeon Not Included, we arrived to the planet Thald, where a mining colony by Transgalaxy was set up on the tiny planet. San Ming had asked her crewmates to stay behind, but upon discovering that these weapons were being delivered in order to hunt a strange creature who had killed some miners, she enlisted the help of Sticky and Graucom to try and stop their hunt of this strange creature. San Ming was being unusually secretive, obscuring pretty much any useful information her crewmates could possibly have gotten from her, and only asked that they trust that she could not tell them what was going on. The two boys on the crew took the hunters on a wild goose chase. San Ming met up with some local and began to plan a way to get the mining colony off planet altogether. The rebellion's plan was to stage a strike, and while the supervisors of the mine were distracted, go in and get out as much ore as they could to make it look like the mine was no longer viable. We ended last time when San Ming and some of the other locals hid away the useful ore from the mine.
All right. So your scheme has been pulled off, basically. What are you doing next? You had dropped something off here for Squishy.
Yes.
So you may want something to carry on the way back.
Yeah.
I'd like maybe a quick debriefing with San Ming. So, did everything work out the way you wanted it to? Since I completely forgot everything we were doing.
Where are you having this conversation?
Let's say at our ship, as we are preparing to get our stuff together and look for another job. Yeah.
Yeah, San will nod and say, I think that's about all that we can do while we're here. Once we get a job and we're off planet, things will run their course the way they're going to.
Yeah, things tend to do that. All right, let's see what this shithole has for opportunity.
This Transgalaxy facility is the only place that has anything that is worth much of anything on the planet as far as export goes. So you could take some of the radioactive ores that they have to transport back to GCP if that's what you want to do.
We're equipped for it, so why not?
Yeah. The strike is pretty much, I don't know that it got resolved. I think you guys started it, but you didn't stop it, right?
No, we didn't stop it.
I don't think so.
So there's still a mining strike going on.
That sounds like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy, the supervisor, is willing to have you transport ores off the planet, but you're going to have to load them yourself because he doesn't have anybody to spare, obviously, with the strike going on. So he'll give you the coordinates to a warehouse that contains crates of radioactive ore.
Cool. That's fun. That's a fun thing we know about.
Yeah, it mostly won't leak on your way, I'm sure.
Surely. We're not Class D for nothing.
So as you are at the warehouse getting things put together to transport back to your ship, from the darkness in the back of the warehouse between the crates, a figure appears. He's it's hard to tell what exactly he is, but he speaks to San Ming and says, calls your name.
Do I recognize the voice?
It's not familiar to you.
Okay. I've got my sword on my hip, so I should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say to my crewmates, hold on a second, and then I'll go over to see who it is.
It's somebody you don't. I mean, you recognize him. He's familiar looking, but you don't know who he is exactly.
Okay.
You saw him with the at the meeting that you went to,
Mm-hmm.
and he says to you, he says you're wrong.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, this plan isn't going to work. The only way to keep them off planet is to kill them all.
That's a bad plan. I think we don't know how things are going to work out. It would be best to wait and see before we resort to murdering everyone.
He says, I just know how these people think, and so long as they think there's anything they can get from here, you're never going to get rid of them. But
That's
if
why we made
mining
it look
colonies keep mysteriously disappearing every time they come to the planet, they'll stop eventually.
well. We made it look like there's nothing here to get. I don't think we should be killing these people. I mean, like, they aren't the one who set up the colony.
He says they're all the same.
I just don't think that resorting to violence should be your first instinct.
Well, maybe I can show Lu Ming the right path with you out of the way.
Ah, god damn it.
And he starts to transform.
Can
So you guys will see this. The person that is talking to San Ming starts to transform into this giant hairy creature.
Can I shove him backwards and try and get him out of sight before he transforms?
You can always try.
Sure. Physique, I assume?
Yes.
Yeah, let's see.
Hang on, I gotta log into Roll20.
Amateur hour.
I know.
I rolled a 1.
Well, that's fun.
That's not great. Just personally speaking.
Yeah, you may not be able to successfully push him into the shadows.
I can certainly hit him with my hands. Maybe
Yes.
not push him.
He got a 5.
Gee whiz, that sure is bad for me.
So yeah, your hands just bounce off of his chest as he transforms into this giant hairy beast.
God damn it.
So what are you Growlcom, you and Sticky witness this creature sort of appearing.
Oh, I'm shooting it.
Oh my god.
Wait, no, hold on. We probably shouldn't get involved.
We
Because every time we
probably
get involved,
shouldn't get
bad things happen.
Yeah, so I'm shooting. Here we go. Oh, do I smell it? Because I'm pretty
Oh
sure.
yeah, this is exactly the thing that you had smelled.
Yeah, okay, then I'm giving myself can I give myself the +2 modifier for being Alassian and therefore being able to use my nose, powerful sense of smell?
No, because it's not going to increase your aim.
Oh, it's not overcoming an obstacle? Okay.
Yeah, it's not for an attack roll. It's for overcoming
All right,
obstacles.
for it's overcoming an obstacle in a survival situation.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm just going to shoot it. I shoot a 1.
You shot a 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you wing it. I'm just going to give it a 0 because it wasn't paying attention to you.
Okay.
You do 1 stress, but it doesn't seem to slow it down much.
Son, what the hell is that?
And then it's grabbing you, Sanming?
Yeah. Can I try and dodge out of the way?
Yes.
Yeah. Here we go. That's a 0.
Oh,
Yeah. Not great. Oh, it also got a
Got
0.
a 0.
Hot
With the
diggity.
absolute worst roll you can possibly get.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to go
Cool.
ahead and spend his fate point to re-roll that.
Yeah. Figures. What aspect are you using?
I am going to use unpleasant surprise,
Yeah, that tracks.
which is a species aspect.
Yeah.
There we go. That's a little better.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah,
slightly.
sure
For the 4.
So you're going to take 4 stress with his claws, which are medium weapons, I believe.
They are.
So you cannot use angry or winded to soak this.
4 stress, you say. Well, I do have a light shield, so that'll take 2.
Yep.
Remind me, does a single advancement get rid of a stress box for broken or stunned?
You can get rid of broken with an advancement, yes.
Okay, cool. I'll just take a mild consequence. I feel like lightly gouged would be moderate. So I'm
Yeah, you could just be scratched up.
scratched up. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And you come flying out of between the crates over and roll to where your friends are as this beast comes galloping out
God.
towards you.
Son, it's the thing. It's what I smelled. It smells like the creature from the woods.
And we figured it out.
I know. Okay,
We figured it out.
wait, Sticky. What did Sticky say?
He said, "We figured it out."
You sure did, buddy. Now let's can we not kill him, please?
I shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's going to be some gunfire. Okay.
Don't kill him. That's all I ask.
If I turn out to be right about the angry X, I'm going to be so pissed.
I don't know him.
3.
You got a 3, and I am going to get a 3. So you hit him. It just doesn't seem to do too much, but he sort of, this creature like raises its arms up over its eyes, as if it's surprised. And so it gives you a boost, which you can pass to the next person who rolls.
Right.
Of a +1.
Well, I feel like we're effectively giving cover fire for San. So do you want to take advantage of that?
Who, Red or Growlcom?
I think Red. It feels
that's fine
more
with me.
narratively. It feels like cover fire, and that's how San got out of the way. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So Growlcom, do you want to take a shot too?
Yeah, sure.
You
I'll
can
take
create
that.
an advantage with your shoot.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. And a 0. I'm rolling.
Yeah,
well
that is not
tonight.
gonna. Is not gonna create an advantage.
Nope.
Do you want to spend a fate token, or do you
Yeah,
want to leave it?
let's spend one to re-roll here.
Yeah. What did you get? How many minuses did you get?
4 minuses. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's worth it.
4.
There you go.
There we go.
That's better. So that will give you that creates an advantage.
Cool.
So maybe it's flinching back from the fire. The gunfire doesn't seem to be doing too much to it, but it's flinching back and leaving an opening for you.
Yeah. So, San is going to get back up on her feet after being thrown across the room. And she's going to pull out her Dao sword and rush at him and hit him to try and knock him down a little, I guess. Mostly.
Okay.
Just kind of wear him down.
So go ahead and make a roll for your fight.
Yep, that's a 5.
Nice. And I got a 4.
4.
Cool.
So you managed to
it is
you
a
can- you
medium
can-
weapon, so
you have medium weapons,
yeah.
but you also have a boost. Did you factor that in?
No, I didn't. So it's actually a 6.
Did you factor in the +2 from the advantage that Graucom made for you?
I did not, so that makes it an 8.
Right.
And
you've
it's
got
a
it-
medium weapon.
And it's a medium weapon. So he is going to use his fur, which is a medium armor, to soak one of those. But he is you've ripped large clumps of fur off of him at this point.
Yeah.
And then he will attack you back.
Cool.
Cool. For a 5.
Ooh, hope I roll good on my athletics. Actually, I'm going to block with the sword.
Okay.
So, using fight instead. That's a
Roll the
2.
2.
I think I'm going to tag my weapon aspect, silent but deadly, to make it a 4. So that,
So that you only take 1 stress.
yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. He is trying to claw you, and you get the sword in between him and the claws, so only one of them slashes across your shoulder.
Cool.
But you
All
didn't seem
right.
to do too much to him either. So
Yeah. Anybody else want to hit this
Oh,
guy
yeah.
before I go? Yeah.
go ahead, Graucom.
I'm gonna. She said, Son doesn't want him dead, so I'm gonna jump in with a fight and try and tackle him.
Okay, he is 9 feet tall.
And that's fine. I'm still gonna jump at him. I can a velociraptor from Jurassic Park, the T-Rex, run up the
Right.
side and try biting it. I'm pretty sure actually my teeth count as weapons too, don't they?
They do. I think they're light weapons though.
Yeah. That's a 4 on that fight.
Nice.
2.
His defense is just a 2. So you do jump up onto him. You're tearing at him with your teeth, but his fur has gotten in the way. And,
Okay.
You've now torn a big bear patch on his side, though.
Nice.
Which is also bleeding lately because you've ripped hair out of it. But
Yeah. The stick you want to try and shoot into this mess?
Perhaps. Let me ask first: is there anything in the location, like anything around us, that can maybe be used to incapacitate him? Any pipes with coolant in them, or anything else that might be?
Well, there's lots of crates of radioactive ore that you could topple over onto him.
I don't want to kill him eventually.
Any exploding red barrels nearby?
Does anything look like it's slightly differently colored than the rest of the background?
Right.
Like
No,
a
there's
Scooby-Doo.
some barrels and other stuff around, sure, but not anything like coolant or anything. The ore doesn't require much in the way of storage apart from sticking it inside a building. So
All right. In that case, rather than trying to just incapacitate him with a bunch of stuff, I'm actually just going to take fire again.
Nice.
3.
A 3.
Oh, 3.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So you do hit him for 1 stress, which he will just take. So far it's mostly
Absorbing
been absorbing it, yeah. But
Yeah.
his fur is no longer going to do the job at this point.
But I'm going to hit him with the sword again.
Okay. So you hit him for a 4, and he gets a 1. So that means that you stab your sword into his side.
Uh-huh.
And your sword is a medium weapon also, right?
It is a medium weapon. I don't want to kill him.
Well, you're not going to kill him just yet.
Okay. I would like to injure him enough that he's incapacitated at most. So, like,
Well, so far all you've done is a little bit of stress,
mhm.
and he's going to take a mild consequence as well
Okay, cool.
of
I can live with
slashed.
that. Yeah, good.
But he's going after you now.
Me again? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's his whole thing, so I don't know why I keep asking. I'll defend with my sword. My father's sword. Nice.
And he only got a +2.
And I got a +3
Yeah.
in
Nice.
his face.
So basically, you use your sword to parry the claws as they're coming in.
Mhm.
And he's sort of roaring in frustration at this point.
It's almost like trying to murder people isn't a good plan.
Almost.
Almost.
I don't know what you're talking about. I open fire.
Yeah. Okay, what did you get?
3.
Again.
And he gets a 1. So yeah, you tag him again. He is now angry. So he's angry and slashed at the moment. Neither one of those have been used.
Oh yeah, we can tag those. That's right.
That's right. Okay.
So while this is happening, so since we said he's about 9 feet tall, and we were having him when I fought him, I climbed up and bit him. Am I still on him? Can I?
Yeah, you're still clinging to him.
All right, I'm gonna try and choke him out. Would that be a fight?
Okay,
or...
you're gonna climb up and try and choke him out?
Yeah.
Yeah, getting your arms around his neck is somewhat difficult, actually, because it's very thick. But you can also always give it a shot. I'm going to let him use Zeke to defend.
Unless anyone, if anyone objects, then if no one objects, I'm going to also say that he's not noticing this because he's angry and tagging that for 2. Does that work?
Yeah.
So you said this is a physique, not a fight, to choke him out?
You're doing a fight, but I'm letting him use physique to defend because of his large size.
So I'm going to do a fight +2 modifier. That's a 5.
Nice.
He also has a 5. So while you're distracted him enough to give someone else a boost, basically.
Oh yeah, that's a good boost. Yeah. Or if you want to tag his other aspect, you could make yours a 7.
I don't know that it's worth it.
I don't think so either. I'll let somebody else get the next blow.
Cool.
Sticky shot him, right? Yeah.
Sticky shot him. I think everybody's gone.
Except for you.
Yeah. So I will hit him with my sword again. Good old Dow.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. That's actually a 2. I forgot to add in the 1 from the boost, but it's just a 2. Oh.
Yeah.
Great.
That's fine. He got a 4, so that beats you. So basically, you come in with the sword, and he just bats it away with his big claws.
Yeah, his big meaty claws.
Yeah, but what he's going to do is reach up and grab Growlcom from his back and throw him to the ground.
Oh.
At least that's what he's going to try to do anyway.
Can I do an athletics to try and counter this? Roll to safety?
Yes. Oh my god! I can't believe that happened again.
We both got zeros.
Both got zeros. So he's unsuccessful. I would say he successfully pulls you off his back, but he doesn't really throw you to the ground. As he's bringing his arms down, you sort of just jump clear.
All right, cool.
So you're still on your feet. You're fine. He is frustrated, but not. No longer has you clinging to his back. So, Sticky, I assume you're going to just blast away.
How there's was it scarred or what was the last untagged? Slashed. All right. So I'm going to take aim at the where he's clawed up.
Yeah.
And I want to take fire at that.
Okay, so you take an aim at the bare patch.
Yeah. 3. I'll just be rolling 3s all day.
Yeah, right.
I guess so.
He gets a 4, so he is surprisingly fast, and he jumps forward towards Graucom and San Ming again. And as he's doing that, your shot just hits him in the leg where he's still got a lot of fur, and it doesn't get through.
Cool. And it's back to me.
Yeah.
And I think as he lunges, I'm going to step to the side but hold my sword out so that he runs straight into it.
Nice.
Okay, nice. Matador style.
Yeah. That's
That's a good one. So
That's 6.
now you should tag that slashed.
Oh yeah.
And probably
Sticky
angry as
tagged
well.
it. Sticky tagged the slashed.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did. I'm sorry, I'm muted.
No,
That's okay.
it's cool.
So he's but he's angry, so you can use that.
No, didn't Graucom use that?
I used angry. I used angry.
Okay, so they've both been used.
Yes, they both have, but
Okay, but you still got to.
I have 4 shifts against him, and it's a medium weapon, so he can't use winded or angry.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a moderate consequence against this to soak this damage. So he is now bleeding heavily.
Does that soak all 4? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. And now it's his turn.
Yes. He's grabbing you, Graucom.
Oh, fun. I'm going to. Is he how is he grabbing me? Are just full one hand going at me?
Yeah.
Can I physique to try and catch the hand and then I don't want to say. I almost said something. Captain America holding back Thanos' hand in Infinity War. All right, that's what I'm going.
You have to go back far enough in movies
2.
where you're like, that's clear. Yeah.
That's good. We don't care.
We're not spoiling anything that might be within spoilable range of this airing.
So pretty much the same thing as happened in Infinity War. Because you got a 2, he got a 2. His claw comes down, you grab it, and there's this struggle there between the two of you before he pushes you back a little bit.
Okay.
That's all that happens.
Nice. Is it my
But
turn?
he wasn't able to get a hold of you. So
you can go ahead, Graucom.
I'm gonna, while I got the 2 hands up there, I'm gonna quickly flip down, grab my pistol, and shoot it with one of the hands while holding him back.
Okay.
That's a 3 to shoot.
Okay. And he gets a 5. So you blast away right into his chest, but that hair, the big hairy pelt on his chest is just, you can't get through it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all cooked, but it didn't seem to get to any flesh underneath, basically.
What is this thing made of?
So, San or Sticky, who wants to go next?
Right. I am going to try to. I'm going to take another shot. I don't want to make this too complicated, but I'm going to try to take another shot and get him to spend a little effort on me. But I am actually trying to hurt him. I don't want to make this into a full provoke where he chases after me. But
okay.
A little bit of
poor Sticky, so ignored by the big giant monster.
I do feel left out. I do feel no.
Oh, ouch, a 1.
Yeah, and he got a 3 for defense. So you shoot, you're blasting away at him, but he just is not paying any attention to you, Sticky. You are clearly not on his list of things that's important.
So I want to stab his hand with my sword and then stab the sword into the ground. So like stab the ground through his hand to try and pin him.
Pin his hand to the ground.
Yeah.
That is a create advantage.
With a fight, I think.
I assume that's what you're trying to do. You're not because you want to pin his hand. So
Yeah.
So he gets a fight to defend.
Oh my god, that's a 1 for me.
Okay, so you take a stab at his hand, but he again bats your sword away.
Yeah.
And now he sort of stands up to his full height because he was kind of hunched over fighting you guys. And he's grabbing the piles of crates on either side of you and just trying to smash them down into the area where you're standing, you and Graucom.
Okay. So,
both you and Graucom need to make an athletics check to avoid this.
Yes. That's a 2.
That's a 3.
And he gets
a 5.
Of course.
Jesus Christ.
So do you have a aspect on you right now?
I do. I have scratched up.
Okay, so he's going to call on that.
God damn, man.
For 5 points of damage to you.
Yeah, and this is not his claws, so I can use my winded and angry.
Yes, you can. Because this is just big, heavy crates falling on you instead.
Well, I'm going to take a moderate consequence of crushed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because it
could be a broken bone or something. Cracked ribs.
Cracked ribs. Yeah, I think cracked ribs makes sense. And
all right.
I will
you take tag... you take 2, Graucom.
I'll tag my mental, which brings me up to full boxes on angry, so he can also tag angry.
Yeah, later.
Yeah.
All right. So it's been a while. So I'm going to collect. I can either spread those out between 2 of these slots, right? I can spread them out between my mental, physical. My mental stunned are broken.
Yes.
Or I can take a consequence for one of them. Is that how that works? Or do I do both?
Yes, but you might as well spread out the stress at the moment because you haven't taken much yet.
Okay. Well, I have 2 leftover physical from before.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. So I'm going to give myself a mental and a stun, I guess.
Okay.
Spread those there so that nothing's filled.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Do I have to give myself a consequence or do I?
You don't have to.
No, then I'm not going to. I'm fine. I just those ouch crates.
Yeah, so they mostly bounce off you and you're still standing, but you see one smash right into San Ming's chest and she falls to the ground.
Okay.
Ouch.
Right. We can't.
You're behind him now. He's like focusing entirely on Graucom and San Ming at this point.
So I don't think we could take any more chances on this. We're gonna have to fight dirty. I'm gonna start. So I want to make a plan. I want to be able to start shooting at the radioactive ore that's near and around him in a way so that it shatters and splinters off and hopefully rains material on
radioactive material on him.
Yeah.
Is that what you're after?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Can that be a command plan so I could set up a plan for us all to start working on it?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I'll be hitting immovable, non-moving targets in the boxes.
I think your planning is you have to have a plan for what everybody's going to do.
Yeah, it's going to be shower him with the material.
Okay.
And just make things as uncomfortable for him as possible, so he has to run.
Okay.
And actually, when I start opening fire, the first place I'm going to hit is the alarm system. I know this was supposed to be secret, but we need as much attention as possible right now.
Okay.
So I'm making a big mess is basically my plan.
Okay.
God Damn it, Sticky!
Guess what number I rolled?
A 3!
Yeah, have you rolled anything else so far?
There are other numbers? Wow.
So for planning, luckily, that's good enough.
Yeah,
For you to get-
I changed my focus because physically I can't make a dent on him, but maybe making a good plan would work.
Yeah. And then you're firing basically into the radioactive ore that's spilled out of the crates that he knocked down.
Yeah.
All right. Sun Ming?
Yeah, so you're firing into the ore to make it rain down on the beast. How is this attracting outside attention? Just the noise?
Well, he also shot the alarm, like the fire alarm.
Basically, I gave
Okay,
up on
yeah.
trying to shoot it at all. I shot like there's a John McClane moment. There's shattered radioactive glass everywhere on the floor, and the alarms are shot.
Nice.
God damn it, Sticky!
I shrug.
And Sunwing will like get to her feet, clutch her ribs because ow, holy shit, that hurts. But she'll pick up her sword and just go for it again.
Okay.
You know, I mean, she's got kind of one mode right now, and that's hit monster with sword.
That works.
That's a 2.
You got a 3.
Of
So
course he did.
you stab at him with the sword, and he is, with the alarm and everything, and the crap falling down on him. He is going to try to run away, but you get a chance to do something before he takes off. Graucom.
Son, do you still want him alive?
Yes.
I'm gonna try and shoot him in the leg.
Sweep the leg.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the leg, try and trip him up.
Okay.
Let's keep him from leaving the room. Son may have a chance to do something else to him.
Yeah.
A 4. Oh.
So you shot at his leg?
Yeah, I shot at a leg with a 4, but it looks like you got a 6. So...
Yeah, that make that a 5 actually.
Oh, a 5. Yeah.
Okay, so you shot at his leg. It hits his leg, but it doesn't slow him down, and he lopes out of the building. You hear some shouts from outside as people see him, and he's running off through the camp now. And you see people chasing after him and shooting small arms at him that don't seem to be doing too much.
Son, do we go after?
Form.
Sorry, I
What's
talked
that?
over you.
Sorry. People saw the beast form, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, mostly Son's like trying to think of how to spin this right now.
Well, you're gonna have to tell something to your crewmates so they don't spill the beans.
Yeah.
Son, should we go after it?
It's no point. You guys don't know the terrain well enough.
I might be able to find him. I can smell him.
Yeah, but that'll take a while. Okay. So, what did you see?
You went to talk to a man, and then a giant monster attacked everybody.
Uh-huh.
Shifting giant monster was talking to you and then beating you up. We've got seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. Don't tell anybody it was a dude. The shape-shifting thing's kind of a secret. So can you just keep that on the down low?
Yes. I'm sorry. If you had just been cut off right there and don't tell anybody he's a dude, I'd be like, there was a monster. Its gender is irrelevant.
I mean, that's also a good rule of thumb because, if you've never seen a monster like that before, how would you know its gender?
I'm woke. Sticky is woke.
I know He's not gender fluid, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we have to stop this thing. You know that, right, Red?
Red? Who's Red?
Characters.
Does not have red hair. Her hair is very, very dark brown. Anyway, Son's like, yes, I'm aware. I don't want to kill him. I don't want anybody else to kill him. I want him to face consequences like he's supposed to. And he would if it weren't for all the goddamn outsiders on this stupid fucking rock.
Well, the new problem we have is that they're now every rumor that they had before about the thing hunting and all the work we did to say there was nothing there is gone. They know there is something here now. So we either need to catch it and kill it and produce a body and say everything is safe and hope that the Union continues to fight to have everyone removed from this planet, or we have to get rid of the Union somehow. I mean, there's no hiding that there's a creature that it's here. We saw it. So,
is there a system within your people to handle this sort of thing? Does this happen a lot?
How common is this?
Typically have outsiders on our planet.
Yeah, that's not what I'm asking about. I'm asking if this is common enough where if it weren't for the outsiders, you have your own monster police or whatever the hell you want to call it.
It's not any different than a normal judicial system. Why would we have a special police force for...
This is something you all do?
Yes.
Even you?
I was trying to keep it under wraps, but yeah, I can turn.
Why would you keep that under wraps? It's the most interesting thing I've ever heard about you.
Because as you can probably tell, people tend to freak out when a 9-foot-tall monster goes around anywhere.
But people are dumb. We're better than people. We're monsters. Look at us.
Yeah. In all fairness, on like with that fight we just had, don't you think we would have been more effective with like Sticky and me and a 9-foot-tall beast to fight a 9-foot-tall beast? Was that secret worth getting this close to death and revealing this to everyone? Like, I
don't transform unless I have to when there are other people around. It's kind of a habit. So sorry that I don't think of revealing myself every time we get into a little scrape.
I understand, and I'm not going to push it, but I just wanted to put out that naked skin is disgusting. If you have the option to be fur-bound, why would anyone choose to? I mean, all right. Anyways, we don't have a lot of time. I say what we have to do.
Listen, if we can get a party of locals to go hunt him down, then this could end without anybody else having to die.
How about us? Are we in danger now because we know this secret?
Not if you don't fucking tell anybody.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if you have rules about outsiders knowing this. If we were now in danger of,
as long as you don't tell any of the locals, you should be fine. So basically, just keep your mouth shut.
Basically, we just treat the locals like we totally have no respect for them as normal, which is a shame because 9-foot-tall fur monster is my aesthetic.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let's chase him into the hands of the locals and recruit some locals to help us do this and get it done.
Just one last time, making sure this is crystal clear. Don't tell anybody about this ever, no matter what. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Cool.
All right.
Next thing.
So are you going to give chase? The people outside have run back to the headquarters to get their big weapons.
Yeah.
That'll
I
give
think-
you a chance to chase after them before they catch up.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to tell Lou what's going on. Not obviously about the outsiders on Sun's crew knowing about the big secret, but just the whole he tried to murder me thing and caused all this bullshit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you want to split up? Obviously, the longer you wait, the colder the trail will get.
Yeah. So Grelcom and Sticky, you guys go after him, and I'm going to let Lou know what happened, and I'll catch up with you. We've all got communicators, so we should be able to find each other.
Right.
All right.
Cool. And so you're heading off to find Lou, and Graucom, do you want to go ahead and make that
Survival check with the
survival check?
bonus?
Yeah. You
Yay.
get the bonus.
Follow your nose. It's a 3. I rolled a 3 for survival.
Okay, so you can pick up the trail. I mean, the beast smells very distinctive, so it's quite easy for you. And you go chasing off and after him into the camp, and then the beast smell disappears, which is what happened to you last time. But now you kind of know that there's probably another smell that you can try to pick up.
Yeah, I was going to say, can I do another survival to try and pick up the smell of the guy when we walked in there? Is that something? Would I have been able to?
I don't know that I want to have you make another check. I feel like that's just gratuitous.
Okay. Then I'm good with that.
Let this one ride.
Yeah. All right. So
it's going to take you a little while with a 3 to sniff around and find his scent, but you'll be able to find it.
All right. He's here somewhere. The smell's changed. He's transformed back, but I didn't really get a good look at him before he changed. So I'm just going to try and wait for his aroma and see if I can use that to help, find him. Any idea? Do you see anything that seems out of place here?
Graucom, you might not want to use the word aroma.
Aroma?
When you're describing hunting. No, that's not. That's like a food word.
Well, yeah,
that's weird.
But, I mean, you can eat what you hunt.
You could, but since this guy is probably Sans ex, I wouldn't do it. I'm banking on it, and there's no reason she should be this sensitive about it. So much cooler.
Why are you so obsessed with Son's past love life?
Because I can't fathom why you wouldn't want to be this creature all the time. Imagine finding out a friend of yours could become a wereworm and chooses to be wereworm all the time, like a pink, squiggly, disgusting thing. It's like, why? Why? It's so
funny.
Exposed. All right.
Okay, so you pick up what you think is his scent, Graucom, and you can start following that. It's a little tougher to follow here because he smells like one of the locals, and there was a lot of them around, right? So the smell gets a little mixed in. So it's you're following, but you're not moving at the same rate of speed you were when you were following the beast scent.
Graucom, I have a plan.
Yeah.
Let's. There's a chance this guy doesn't know we know what he is, right? Because these people are super secretive about everything, and we only started firing at him when he was a giant furry thingamajig. So why don't we walk around, try to find him, and then you give me a sign when you think it's the person, and we can see if we could get him to try to get us alone. And maybe we could get him alone and get this thing over with. You know what I mean?
Sure. So
Sure, there is some blood mixed in with this, which does make it a little bit.
We could
More
say that we think he's been attacked by the monster if we find him and he's injured.
There's the aroma of blood.
Yeah, it's very aromatic.
Okay, so you head out, and the trail leads to the edge of the camp where the locals live in the little village there. In their sort of like wood buildings, as opposed to the metal ones from the corporation.
Okay.
You'd almost say they're like quaint cottages.
Do you want to? You tend to be the people person. Do you want to take points on this?
Okay. The smell leads to one of the houses.
He's in hand.
I'll knock on the door.
You gonna knock on the door? There's no answer.
Is anyone in there? There was an attack on the camp. We're afraid some victims came out this way and need medical attention.
Okay, you notice some of the locals are coming out of their by, and there's sort of a small crowd is starting to gather.
Hey folks, there was an attack on the camp. Another one of those weird creatures that we don't understand at all. Attacked some of the workers. We want to make sure there's no injured parties out here. Apparently there was a scuffle. Some people may have come out here to escape.
Okay, so you want to roll a rapport?
Was that one of the ones I got rid of? Yeah,
it might have been. Or you might not have ever had it.
I think I did have it, but I decided I wasn't going to be. I didn't want to be the public face. So this actually is kind of an attempt to provoke the guy from coming out of hiding.
Sure.
Like, I'm trying to be obnoxious at his door. I don't expect him to open it. I just want to call as much attention to him as possible.
Okay, so if that's what you're trying to do, that's a little different.
Right. So anybody know anything that's going on here? Somebody's probably bleeding out in their cabin. 0.
0. All right. So a couple
Are
of
you ignoring me just because I'm only 3 feet tall? What do I got to be 9 feet tall for people to pay attention to me?
A couple of the locals step forward and they say, "This is you don't belong over here. Go back to your camp."
I can't. But somebody is injured. I can smell it.
They say, "We'll take care of it."
Are you
the guy
sure?
In the lead does. Yeah.
I'm a field medic. I have experience. Are you sure? Somebody behind this door is injured. I can tell, and I'm just going to try and force the door.
Okay. The crowd is starting to look a little hostile.
No, if you were able to take care of it, maybe we wouldn't be having this many attacks out in the mining colony.
Yeah, I just rolled a 2 on physique to bust the door down.
Okay. A 2, you bang into the door, like you slam your shoulder against it, but it takes like 4 or 5 times before it cracks open.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then there's like loud, angry murmuring coming from trying to break into somebody's house. I'm gonna cut away from here.
Yeah.
And we'll pick this up next time.
When is it ever a good
Time
idea
on
to break into
breaking and entering in space?
It's
here for medical assistance. Open the door.
Yeah, it was one of those like I hear scream on the other side of the door. I can go in, right? It's one of those sort of emergency situations. I smell blood. Someone's hurt. I'm going in.
Anything. We're just breaking in.
We're just breaking in. This is not a search and rescue. This is breaking and entering.
My sense of the aroma of this person is a danger aroma. He's aromatically hurt.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
that's our adventure for this week. We hope you enjoyed listening to Dungeon Not Included. If you did, please tell a friend, leave us a 5-star review and encouraging comments on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. It really helps spread word for new shows like ours. You can follow the latest from the Dungeon Not Included crew on Twitter at DNI Crew, or over at Facebook at Dungeon Not Included, or at our home on the Non-Productive Network at Non-Productive.com/DNI Crew, where you can find articles, character sheets, and Patreon exclusives, as well as our latest episodes. All of us do this for the love of the game, but every little bit helps us keep making Dungeon Not Included. Thanks for listening.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.